What do I do about faith?
Trust that it will come. Wow. Right. Right.
Right.
What
That's where
you
I
do
get
about
stuck.
faith, when you sat down on that chair, did you expect it to hold you? Now,
Yes.
that's a really cliche question. You did, or you would not have sat down on it.
Yes.
So, had you ever sat on that chair before?
Yes.
Not that chair.
Yes, this chair. I sat here before you got here.
So you only trust things that you have personally tested.
Yes.
So how do you test something? How do you test it before it shows up? In other words, before it shows up, you can't exactly sit in it.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about. Vibrationally and generally sitting in the chair until you have given yourself a reason to trust it. A reason to trust it. So, do you believe in well-being in general?
I believe that it's possible.
Do you see any evidence of it? We are trying to lure you into our trap with a chair, that you'd seen other people sit in the chair, but you'd gone a step further. Not only have you seen others experience it, but you had actually had the experience of it yourself. And so, but this is different. What we're giving you here is different, because it is not a good idea for you to need the experience before you have the trust.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what we're wanting you to do. We want you to want the trust so much that you're willing to look in subtle places for it. That's the answer. We want you to want it so much that you're willing to look in subtle places. That's when Esther turned the corner and her grief lifted from Jerry making his transition, because she was looking for him where he isn't, by remembering where he'd been and noticing the absence of him there. And when we explained to her, don't look for him where he isn't, look for him where he is, which means don't look for him at all, feel for him. In other words, don't try to see him, try to feel him. Everything shifted completely, because she had the ability to feel the vibration of him, while she didn't have the ability to translate the vibration of him visually. You see what we're getting at? So it's a matter of wanting it so much that you are willing to look for it in the subtle ways that it is evident. Well, once something manifests, it's not subtle. Once you get that job, and once you're interacting with people, and once you've got a project, and once things are rolling, now you don't have to be subtle about it, because you got a tiger by the tail that's showing itself to you in lots of different ways. But before those manifestations begin to reveal themselves to you, or better said, before you have the ability to interpret the vibration into the revelation that you call manifestation, ooh, we're good. Those were really good words. Until you are able to do that, then you have to find a way of feeling the vibration of it and being satisfied with that. Satisfied with it so far. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to be satisfied with it so far. I'm going to be satisfied with the idea of it. I'm going to be satisfied with the emotion of it. I'm going to be, because everything that you want, whether it's a pile of money, whether it's a relationship, whether it's building an empire, whether it's stuff, whether it's an event or a circumstance, everything that you want is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. And if we can convince you that you have the ability to feel better before you have it in the manifested state, but that you can have it in the vibrational state, in the emotional state, because that's what true faith is. That's what true trust is. It's knowing so well in the laws of the universe, and having been there enough before to know how the universe works, that I'm able to associate this feeling with anticipation with an outcome that I'm going to like. So now I'm in this anticipation feeling. I know that the outcome is something that I'm going to like. But here's an even bigger, more important part of it. I'm so satisfied with the emotion that I have now that the manifested outcome is almost irrelevant to me, because I wanted the outcome for this feeling, and I've got this feeling before the outcome. So when you take money out of the equation, when you take the lover out of the equation, when you take all the things that you think you need to feel a certain way out of the equation, and you show yourself that step by step, bit by bit, you have the ability to conjure a feeling within you without the evidence, because you have the ability to focus, now you achieve more consistent vibration, and then the parking places show up, or whatever it is that's the manifestation, and you know you're on the trail. Esther announces to herself, or whoever's with her, in the moment that she sees that begin to happen, the magic's back. And she knows that the magic's never very far away, but sometimes she pinches the magic off and she bangs things into place for a little while, you see. When the magic comes back, there's no more banging. It's just, things just click into place, you see. And it's because she has accomplished, and you will too, she has accomplished a more consistent vibrational output.
Okay.
So the big questions that we've stirred up here is, how can I feel good unless there's a manifested reason for me to feel good? And we say, ooh, here's an even better question. How can I feel good when there are manifested reasons in front of me that don't feel good? That's the question, isn't it?
That is.
Because unless there are manifested things in front of you that you're focused on that don't feel good, you're going to feel good. The cork's floating up on the surface of the water. That's where feeling good is. You can hold it under the water. That's what negative emotion is. But when you let go of it, it's going to bob right back to the surface. And so unless you're doing something that's holding it under the water, you're going to feel it's going to float, and you're going to feel better. So let's phrase that question again. How can I feel good when there's evidence in front of me that causes me not to feel good? You can't, can you? You can't. If there's evidence in front of you, if I'm focused upon something that causes me to feel, how can I focus on something that makes me feel bad and not feel bad? You have to. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. Focus on something else. She's got all the answers. Focus on something else. Focus on something. But I've been focused upon something that I don't want for a while. And it's active in my vibration. So everywhere I look, law of attraction's giving me other stuff like that. So now what, Abraham? Now what? Now what? Now what do I do? Everywhere I look, there's more stuff I don't want. What do I do? What do I do when go general. Focus on it in a more general way. Focus. This could be good for me. This is contrast. It is helping me to identify what I want. This is giving me reason to know more clearly what it is I do want. It's not so hard for me to think about why I want what I want. It's getting better all the time. I've come to focus. I came into this body for the express intention of focusing. There's nothing wrong with going to a buffet with more things that I don't want to eat than things I do want to eat. I have the ability to choose among them. I can choose among feelings. I can be angry, or I can be less angry. I can be optimistic, or I can be pessimistic. I have creative control because I have focus control. But until I exercise it, I'm not really going to know it. So how do I get better at it? By applying my thought and noticing how it feels. And the best thing about things that are unwanted is that it makes me clear that I want to feel good. It makes me so sure that I want to feel good. And because I want to feel good, I believe that I can feel good. I just don't right now, but I believe that I can. If I could find something that would feel a little better, I believe I could feel better. I don't right now, but I believe I could feel better. I don't right now, but I believe I could feel better. I could feel better. I don't right now, but I believe I could feel better. And I believe I could feel better. I don't right now, but I believe I could feel better. I believe that it is possible to feel better. I believe that there are people who do feel better. I could feel better, but I don't right now, but I can't really remember why I'm not feeling good. I can't really remember. It's been a while. I'm a little bored with all of this. I'm a little, oh, look, shiny.
So are you saying then, just if I'm in a place where I'm concerned that I'm making a decision based on fear and doubt, that I just release the fear and doubt and look for the shiny objects?
Yeah, but you can't all of a sudden just release this fear and doubt. So
Right.
what we're saying is, don't make the decision. Never move towards something with action based upon fear or doubt, because it will always just give you more of what you fear. Instead, just sit down. Just sit down. Just sit down with your thought. Take a nap. Go pet your cat. Take a swim. Do something to break the concentration of what's bothering you. Don't try to get to the bottom of it. There's no bottom. There's no bottom. You will never sort out an issue. There is no bottom. The more you talk about it, the more specific you will be. The more specific you be, the more active you are. The vibration is, the more active you are, the more of it will come to you. The more it comes, the more you'll complain, the more you complain. In other words, you have to break the cycle, and you break the cycle by Esther has something that she says to herself on a pretty regular basis. You might like it. Shut up, Esther!
I might like it.
It gets her attention. It gets her attention. And she doesn't just mean stop the words. She means stop the mind flow, stop the chatter, stop the focus. Just stop it, and stop it right now. Just stop it. Well, that's a decision, isn't it? It's a decision. And then she always laughs, because nobody has ever spoken to her like that.
Right.
In other words, everybody's nice to her. She's the only one that's not nice to her, and she doesn't want to be not nice. But it makes her laugh. It's a distracting thing, so you may all use it. Shut up, Esther!
Thank you, Abraham. And Faith led me to the hot seat today.
Yeah.
And an amazing parking space outside.
Yeah.
Thank you.